Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com. This is your weekly oracle card reading, and for this week I'm going to be using the Amenti Oracle. Now, this is a really cool oracle deck that I haven't used for a really long time, and for some reason I woke up this morning and I just felt really called to read with this deck. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week. And please like, subscribe, and comment if you enjoyed this video. And make sure to check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got all kinds of fun tarot learning resources on there for you to check out. So let's dive in. Okay, so the first card is for Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. And my intention with this reading is really to get kind of an overview of the themes and opportunities of the week ahead. So for Monday and Tuesday, this card says, I give blessings. And this is kind of a different deck in that the writing on the cards kind of, to me, feel like affirmations, sort of. So this one says, I give blessings, and it shows 2 people interacting. So this kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2 of Cups in a way. I can't help but compare oracle cards to tarot cards, and this card kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2 of Cups. I feel like the beginning of the week, communication and the way that we relate to others is going to be central. It's going to be really important to pay attention to that. Specifically, you know, how we treat one another. And there's something in this card about seeing the divine in another person and seeing the potential, not just seeing, you know, a hunk of meat or just like, you know, not just seeing another person as just sort of another person, but actually seeing the divinity in them and seeing the sacredness and that spark of soul, of energy that is within everyone. And something changes when we shift our perspective a little bit in that way, and when we start to see people as not just, you know, other human beings, but as actual souls, as spiritual beings who are, you know, in a physical body. It changes how we see people and also how we think of ourselves and how we treat each other. And so that's what I get from this card, is that at the beginning of the week, whether you're having a difficult relationship or a difficult discussion with someone, or whether you're having the opposite of that, maybe your relationships are all going really wonderful and smoothly, you know, regardless of what kinds of interactions you're having at the beginning of the week, I think reminding yourself that we are all spiritual beings having a physical experience, and I think that can shift things. And I feel like there's even more here, but that I feel like I'm just kind of scratching the surface with that, but I feel like there is kind of an opportunity for transformation, and I say that because of the butterflies in the background of this card. And I feel like when we start to see other people as sacred and spiritual beings, it has the potential to transform our relationships and the way that we see ourselves in the world. So let's move on to the middle of the week, Wednesday and Thursday. This card says, I keep my own counsel. And this is such an interesting card. Now this deck comes with a guidebook, and for each card, there's actually quite a bit of information. I haven't read the guidebook, you know, cover to cover. I've glanced at it here and there. So, and I don't know why I'm even telling you this, but I'm sure there's a lot of really cool info about what this card means, but I'm just going on what's coming to me intuitively. So that might be different from what the book says. But I love this card. I keep my own counsel. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the High Priestess or even the Hermit. And this is about, I think oftentimes when we feel a little bit lost or confused, it's normal to want to seek guidance and to want to seek the opinions of others, or get, the guidance of others in order to help us see more clearly. But this card is actually reminding you that sometimes it's better to go inward. And like the card says, keep your own counsel and check in with yourself as to what is true for you, what feels right, what feels good, and really kind of connecting on the soul level with yourself, connecting with your higher self, and knowing that within you, you have kind of like an inner hermit or an inner wise person who is eternal and maybe even all-knowing, but very, very, very wise. There's a part of you that's very wise. And we don't always operate from this place, but this inner wise being can be communed with and contacted. And usually, like when I do this, I usually have to go into deep meditation. It takes me a while. It's not a quick, easy process. I find sometimes journaling. I don't know if you hear all that noise in the background. It's my cat digging in her litter box. My cats are always like totally quiet until I start doing a video, and then they become super active. She's digging, making a ton of noise. What was I saying? Sometimes journaling helps me reach that wise part of myself. So with this card, middle of the week is a good time to check in with yourself and maybe resist the temptation to go outside and ask for others' opinions, and go inward. And there's nothing wrong with seeking advice outside of yourself, unless you are totally cut off from your own inner voice and inner wisdom. Then it becomes a problem. But as long as you're checking in with yourself as well, then it's okay to, I think, seek others' opinions and viewpoints and guidance, as long as you're staying in touch with your intuitive core, with your deeper self. So with this card, I think some suggestions would be to try to tap into this inner wisdom, whether it's through journaling, automatic writing. Actually, I'm reading a cool book right now called Writing Down Your Soul, which is basically kind of a journaling technique for accessing your inner wisdom, which I really like. So whether it's journaling, meditation, doing art, I mean, I feel like there's countless ways to access this inner wisdom. Okay, let's look at the last card. This is the card for the end of the week, so kind of like Friday, Saturday, Sunday-ish. And this card says, I offer words of good intent. I offer words of good intent. Okay, I'm just going to have a sip of my tea while I contemplate those words. This reminds me of the first card, mainly because we have butterflies coming out of her heart area, and here we have butterflies here, and then there's birds here, but it does really remind me in so many ways of the first card. The first card was about giving blessings, and I said it kind of reminded me a little bit of like the Two of Cups. And then here we have this card that says, I offer words of good intent. So I do see a theme with the first card and the last card. Interesting, the first card, there's a triangle pointing upwards. Second card, there's a triangle pointing upwards and a triangle with an eye on it pointing down. And then with this last card, we have the triangle pointing down. I don't know if that means anything. I just noticed it, so I thought I would mention it. I'm also really drawn to her hat or her hair that looks like a conch shell, sort of, or a cornucopia. Okay, what does it mean? What does this mean? I feel like the end of the week, the weekend, it's a good time to be aware of the words that you use and the things that you say, because words have power. They have, they carry a certain energy with them. And this is really saying that you have this power to do good by offering, you know, maybe words of wisdom, words of encouragement, or as the card says, words of good intent. I feel like there's more than just saying nice things to people, though. I feel like this card is perhaps a little bit deeper than that. And I'm drawn to the butterflies on her chest and then the birds that are kind of coming out of her mouth almost, as if those are her words. And I feel like this is about perhaps even speaking from the heart, saying what's in your heart, speaking from this place of being heart-centered. And I feel like we've kind of come full circle with the first card. I feel like the first card is about kind of relating to others on like more of a soul level, more of a deeper level. Second card is about, in a way, relating to yourself on that deeper level. And then the third card is about speaking from the heart and expressing yourself in a way, sharing what's in your heart and expressing yourself in a way that I guess makes the world a better place. I feel like there's more to it than this, but for some reason that's just what I'm getting so far. Okay. So I have been rambling and rambling for a while now, so I'm just gonna zoom out and look at all these cards and see if there's anything else I want to mention. But I think I've said everything I want to say. And as always, I invite you, the viewer, to chime in with your own ideas, your own observations on these cards. So feel free to share in the comments below if you feel like it. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you've taken something from this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous week. And yeah, thanks for watching.